How you doing, sports fans, NFL fans? It's your main man, Earl the Grant. Real talk with the sports heads. This is just my recap of the NFL weekend. Just want to go over a few topics real quick that caught my attention. First and foremost, let's start off with the most explosive, dynamic team in the NFL right now, the Denver Broncos. Here's my question. Is there going to be any team that's going to give the Broncos a full game of competition for 4 quarters? Monday Night Football looked like a varsity versus JV scrimmage, to be quite honest with you. The Raiders had a pathetic performance outside of, the plays that Terrell Pryor was able to make for his teams, and Derek McFadden had a touchdown pass. It's bad when your running back is throwing more touchdowns than your quarterback or whatnot. Anyhow, next point, what about the Miami Dolphins? They're sitting here at 3-0 right now. They made all that big noise in the offseason, blowing all their bread, throwing money in the air like money ain't a thing down there in Miami. They're 3-0 right now. One thing I can tell you is the defense is legit. It's for real. If teams can't establish a running game early and that pass rush gets to tee off against the opposing team, it's going to be a long day. We'll see what happens coming up next week on Monday Night Football against the Saints. Let's show some love to the Seattle Seahawks. They remain undefeated 3-0. I know they had another varsity versus JV game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they're just playing the schedule that they have to play. That was an ugly game. That was a very ugly game. They gave it to those guys very bad. Let's see. Cleveland Browns got to win. My Browns got to win. All coming up to the game, it was all the trade talk about Trent Richardson and the Browns tanking their season and trying to secure a high draft pick. They went up to Minnesota and got a win. It doesn't say much because of Minnesota's 0-3, but my Browns still got a win with our third string quarterback. So shout out to them. My man Mac G, I gotta give some love to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're sitting at 3-0 right now. And anybody who knows me, I told you guys before the season started that the Broncos' biggest competition in the AFC West was going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. And Broncos fans, what you have to remember is the Chiefs do not play the Broncos every week on their schedule. So if it's going to take 13 wins to win the division, in my humble opinion, I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs have an easier route to those 13 wins because they're playing a last place schedule as they had the worst record in the NFL last year. So, Dallas Cowboys got a win at home. They're 2-1 right now. Just want to give them a little bit of love. San Francisco 49ers, that was the most disappointing performance I've seen by a professional football team in their own stadium in quite some time. How do you lose by 20 points at home? I don't understand it. You know what? I always thought that Harbaugh was a very overrated coach because he came into a great situation. He had a legit top 5 defense when he took over the San Francisco 49ers. He hasn't had to build much on that team. And his offensive creativity and ingenuity is pathetic. It's simply pathetic right now. What are you guys going to do? You guys have Kaepernick so scared to be himself and make plays that he's sitting back there in the pocket and he's squeamish and he's afraid to take chances down the field. He's afraid to get on the edge and make plays. I really don't know what you guys' game plan is right now. That was just a terrible performance. And, I know that Manningham and Crabtree are unhealthy right now, but you got to play with the guys that you have on the field. That's my whole thing with the San Francisco 49ers. That was a terrible performance, and I am among a very small percentage of people who feel like this team is overrated right now. So, that was just my weekend review of the NFL, what I saw, what I feel. This is your main man, Earl Grant, Real Talk with the Sports Heads. We'll be back this week with my main man, Stephen the Blade Matthews, to do our normal show and put a couple new twists and new elements into it. Thanks for hanging out with your main man for a few minutes. You guys have a good work week. I'll see you guys later on this week. Take care.